You are listening to Penne Pyro, Book 2 of the Jade Sommer Series, written by Nicolette Pierce. Copyright 2021. Audio copyright 2025 by Pierced Heart Publishing. Digitally narrated with full cast of voices. Chapter 4. I walked into the restaurant at 10 to meet Kobe. He was there with his friend Aston, who always carried a clipboard whenever I saw him. With Aston's willowy frame, studious outfit, and thick-framed glasses, he seemed the type to carry a clipboard. A third man sat at one of the tables. He looked to be in his mid-20s like Kobe and Aston. His linebacker frame was settled heavily into a chair behind a giant platter of cannoli. Another identical platter sat next to it. The chair behind it was empty. A sudden nervousness stole over me as I realized I was expected to take the chair. Kobe, what's going on?
It's an eating challenge. They're trending right now. I want to catch the wave before it's gone.
And what do you want me to do?
Eat the cannoli. Your mom made it especially for the challenge. I know how much you like her cannoli.
I said I'd help off camera.
Please. I need a challenger.
I just ate breakfast. The thought of eating more didn't agree with me, even if they were Mom's cannoli. Still, they did look blissful, and I rarely turned down a cannoli, but a platter? Against the Hulk?
Please.
He said again. When I wasn't convinced, Kobe added,
I'll pay you.
I did need the money, and cannoli was involved. He was starting to speak in terms I could accept. How much?
100.
Where did you get the money? The entire family is broke. We had pooled every penny to reopen Piatto Perfetto.
My subscriber numbers are going up. I'm making money off my videos. I just got a payment yesterday.
And if I win? Do I get a cash prize? The linebacker snorted. I supposed it was humorous thinking I could win when I was being compared to the large man. Still, he didn't know about my dumpling consumption. If I could stuff my face with Mr. Lee's ridiculously yummy dumplings, I could take him on with cannoli. I just wished I hadn't eaten the heavy bagel smothered with cream cheese.
If you win, I'll give you 200.
Kobe taunted. Even he didn't believe I could beat this guy. 200 would help pay utilities at least. While Mila was being generous by letting me sponge off her, I didn't want money to come between us. I glanced at the heaping plate and then at the linebacker who smirked at me. Fine, I said. I knew this was going to end badly for me. But after I had pawned my engagement ring and gave the money to the restaurant, I had nothing left to sell. I had nothing in my accounts. And the thought of adding credit card debt made me a little nauseated, especially since tips would hardly cover rent, let alone credit card payments. If eating a few cannoli would get me some cash, so be it. Swallowing any scraps of pride I had left, I sat down next to the linebacker. He smirked. I scowled.
Set the timer for 5 minutes.
Kobe told Aston.
Whoever eats the most in those 5 minutes will win. Partially eaten cannoli won't be counted unless there is a tie.
5 minutes wasn't so bad. At least I didn't think so until we were given the go-ahead and the linebacker stuck an entire cannoli in his mouth. Eesh. Trying to keep up, I inhaled the first one, the second one, even the third. But by the time I got to the fifth or sixth, I wondered if perhaps taking the $100 payout would be good enough. My stomach protested. I bit my tongue trying to chew fast, and still, the man next to me looked as though he could eat his plate and mine without a problem. A siren grew in the distance. I ignored it and shoved another cannoli in my mouth. Cannoli used to be a treat. Now it seemed like a punishment. Did Kobe ruin cannoli for me? I'd take revenge if he did. Keep going. Mind over matter. Noticing my competitor was slightly slowing down gave me a push to continue.
2 more minutes.
Aston said. I winced. I'd never survive. Just one more cannoli. One more so it looked like I tried. The siren grew louder. Okay, another cannoli. By the time the flashing lights were right outside the dining room window, I was on my way to almost catching up to the linebacker. Aston looked out the window at the commotion while the linebacker leaned back in his seat slightly. He took a breath before reaching for another cannoli. His face was a bit pinkish as he chomped down on the dessert. I might actually be able to do this. I hurried to gobble up the remaining cannoli, ignoring the full signals my body was giving me. Dumb. Yes. But my wallet and competitiveness were now in charge. My competitiveness, I must admit, sometimes got me into trouble. But it helped me in school, and it helped me in my career. I had to trust it. However, while the siren cut off, the continuous flashing lights were driving me a little loony. Before time was up, Kobe called,
Cut!
Why? I asked between a mouthful of dessert.
The emergency vehicle lights are ruining the shot. And we got too much sound pollution with the sirens.
I'm about ready to explode and you're not even going to finish the competition? I asked.
We'll do it again tomorrow.
Keep rolling. I'm not doing this again.
Time,
Aston said.
Why are you still counting? We're done.
I glanced between the two plates and counted. I had one less. I won! Everyone eyed the plates.
she won.
Aston said.
It doesn't count.
The linebacker said. It does. We both stopped eating when Kobe said cut.
But we didn't go the full 5 minutes.
Another emergency vehicle arrived, adding to the lights bouncing off the walls and ceiling. I wanted to know what was going on, but I had an argument and competition to win. We started and stopped at the same time, I said.
But the video is ruined because of all of this activity,
Kobe said, gesturing to the window.
I can't use it.
Linebacker smirked at me.
No money for you.
My family can attest to the sometimes ridiculousness of my competitiveness. Most of the time I can control it. But with the sirens, the flashing, my throbbing tongue, my aching stomach, the linebacker grinning stupidly at me, and the fact that I already lost my career and Logan, my can-do spirit turned to rage.
You wouldn't have won anyway.
The linebacker taunted. I launched over and tackled the guy. Not my proudest moment. Not since the infamous card game of 2010 did I lose my cool so spectacularly. The linebacker, while surprised, didn't seem too fazed about the fact he was now on the ground. Maybe he truly was a football player. But then he made a face. A green-tinted face that ballooned out as he knocked me off of him and then heaved. And once he heaved. Well, you know, with the retching sound and the smell that could peel paint, I lost it too. We dual hurled at the same time. Again, not my proudest moment. But valuable lessons were learned. Working with Kobe didn't bring out my best qualities, and I should avoid competitions. After depositing the cannoli and breakfast on the brand new flooring, I sat up and wiped my face with my shirt. My competitor looked as completely wiped out as I felt. His face was white, and there was a slight shake to his body as he stood. I hadn't seen Aston leave the dining room, but he walked through the swinging kitchen door with 2 glasses of water and a wad of paper towel for each of us. Saying my thanks, I cleaned myself up as best as I could and took a sip of water. The liquid hit my angry stomach, making me want to heave again.
I think I got all the footage I need,
Kobe said to Aston. Wait. So you're using the video? What about the competition?
You win,
He said slyly.
That was part of the challenge. To see how you reacted when I called it off. The real contest was to see who lost their cool first. I got lucky with the emergency vehicles. Otherwise, I would have just said I forgot to press record. Cousin, I have to say, I suspected you might be the winner. You did not disappoint.
You know I'm going to kill you, right? He smiled.
You just won 200.
I didn't like the duplicity, but I did like the fact that I won. The money didn't hurt either. And you're disinfecting the floor before we open tonight.
I'll take care of it.
Before I left, I knew I was going to have to clean up the majority of the mess on the floor, but I needed time for my stomach to settle first, and my curiosity was killing me. What was going on outside? We all headed to the window to look out.
They're in front of Mr. Lee's place.
A fire truck blocked our view, but they were definitely in front of Mr. Lee's. An ambulance was just a little further back, and 2 squads blocked all traffic. This was serious. Jogging out the door, I tried to see beyond the vehicles. Were the Lees okay? They'd had problems with Landon Lee getting into trouble just a short time ago. But if Lan was the culprit, I'd expect the police cars, not the fire truck. Was this the work of the arsonist? I didn't see or smell any smoke. Still, my stomach knotted up, and it had nothing to do with the cannoli upheaval.
What do you think happened?
Kobe asked as he stood next to me. Nothing good, I said. I waited, hoping the vehicles would disperse, that it would just be a false alarm. But then I saw a plume of smoke rising from beyond the vehicles. Lily hurried her father around the gathering emergency crew and across the street to us. Mr. Lee was carrying his favorite porcelain good luck cat that used to sit on the shelf in their dining room. "Are you okay?" I asked as they neared us. Lily glanced back at the 2-story building.
"There's a fire in the kitchen. I don't know how it started."
"Come inside," I said, shooing them into the restaurant. "Can I get you anything to drink or eat?"
"What's that smell?"
Lily asked as she covered her nose. I silently cursed. "Sorry. There was an accident. Kobe, you take care of them. I'll quickly clean the mess." I had no idea what happened to the linebacker, but he was nowhere in sight. Great. I had to clean up both our piles. This day was plunging downward. It took a few minutes and a lot of breath holding, but I got it cleaned without succumbing to the nausea that welled up in me. Just as Kobe was setting fresh coffee in front of Mr. Lee and Lily, I joined them at the table. Their eyes were focused on the scene out the window. Mr. Lee, who tended to speak his mind, was quiet. "Lily, how do you think the kitchen fire started?" She shook her head.
"I don't know. We had a really late night. We're still being flooded by customers from the video ad that Kobe did."
Kobe grinned.
"We had cleaned and turned everything off like we normally do every night. And then just a little while ago, the fire alarm started. Dad went downstairs, thinking it was a false alarm. But it wasn't. I just don't know how this could have happened."
"Where's Landon?" I asked.
"He's still staying with Nana Nina. Didn't your grandma tell you?"
I knew he was staying with her until things cooled with the blood dragons. I thought he'd only stay a couple of days.
"So did I, but he's still there."
I'd have to ask Nana what was going on. The kitchen door swung open and my mom and dad walked through, nearly tripping over each other when they caught sight of Mr. Lee and Lily.
"What's happening?"
Mom asked.
"We heard the sirens."
"Kitchen fire,"
Lily said. She gave the 2-second account of what she knew, which was nothing at all.
"I can't believe it."
Mom said. Her blonde hair was pulled back, but the escaping tendrils swayed as she shook her head.
"How terrible. I suppose you don't know the extent of the damage yet, do you?"
"Not yet. But I suspect it won't be good."
I hoped it wouldn't be a total loss. But either way, they were out of business for now, and possibly out of a home, which, judging from Mr. Lee's blank expression, I had a feeling he was thinking the same thing.
"Well, don't let Nana get wind of this,"
Dad said.
"She's already talking about the arsonist. If she finds out about this, it'll rile her up even more. It could have been a simple grease or electrical fire, nothing more."
"You are welcome to stay with us until you sort everything out,"
Mom said to Lily and Mr. Lee.
"You've always been so helpful to us.
as you are to us. If we can just wait here until they get the fire under control, that would be great.
Of course. Now how about some cannoli for breakfast? I made enough to feed an army.
My stomach churned at the mention of my now most hated food.
What is that smell?
I glanced around the room for Kobe, but he ditched me. Do I confess to my parents that their adult daughter partook in a juvenile contest for money? Speaking of money, Kobe owed me $200. I'd have to hunt him down at our shift tonight. Until then, the Lees were my priority, and maybe checking into the arsonist too. The Lees were like family, and Uncle Sal always said you don't mess with someone's family without knowing retribution will be coming for you.